Hey everybody out there on the internets, welcome again to another edition of Give It a Shot. I almost emoted there, I apologize. Anyway, it's the Mystery Box edition yet again, and today we have 5 entries. This is my first time doing this since the move, and well, a couple of these things ended up being new because I'm too lazy to look back at the previous stuff and figure out which ones were on here, which ones weren't. So here we go. Coming up first, I have Lalaloopsy Ponies, The Big Show. I don't know. Into the mystery box you go. Spider-Man edition. Strawberry Shortcake, Rockaberry Roll. I'm already excited. Bruce Berry's Bug Rangers, Hairy Situation. The Adventures of Zobi, Jungle Jive. Lord only knows. And then finally, Danger Ranger, Safety First. I get the feeling like Danger Ranger is like the reincarnation of Seymour Seal, but I don't see the name Seymour. So, okay. So putting it in the mystery box, and now in 3D, the shuffle! Now that it sounds like a car crash, let's see what I get. What do you know? I won. It's Danger Rangers, Safety Rules. Oh boy. Not like I really cared. Ugh. Well, with this, I have learned that everything will kill you. Holy Jeezum Crow. This, I am surprised that we're not all just paranoid human beings just lurking around praying to whatever deity of your choosing that you're not going to die right this second. Like apparently, as far as I can tell with this video, my hair is a choking hazard. It will kill me in my sleep. Holy shit. Oh God. Tastes like oranges and assholes. God damn. So, synopsis. This is an educational video. And what it teaches is everyone's going to die. In the worst possible way, and it's going to be innocuous.
More accidents occur at home than anywhere else. Not just your home, Mr. Curl. Everyone's home.
These are the Danger Rangers. There are 5 of them. A seal, who at first I thought was it Sam the Seal, I think, from that puppet safety thing I watched a couple months ago. And then he's got a cat, I can't remember her name. Oh, it's back here on the back, thank God. Sully the Seal, Kitty the Cat, because, you know, originality. Burble, he's the bear. Squeaky and Bert. Squeaky is the mouse. Duh. And then Bert's the turtle. This is so I've reviewed a number of safety videos aimed at children. You know, I've done my fair share. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, none of them are ever gonna top Gary Coleman, but you know, you could always try. So this came out in 2004. The animation style reminds me of Deke, but it is what it is. So it's these 5 creatures who all specialize in particular aspects of safety. Except Kitty. Kitty is the backup to Sully. Sully is the leader, and he's a shitty leader. It really should just be Kitty as the leader, but... That almost killed me. I should have known that and used preventative maintenance on my throat so that would not have happened. That's where we're at right now. That's how paranoid this shit is.
You guys gotta keep things out of the hallways and away from stairs where people can trip over them.
As I've discussed in other safety videos, you know, they cover all the bases because, like, these safety rangers, danger rangers, their whole job is to go out and do, like, save people from things. They don't really do that. They basically go to places and tell you, hey, fuck nut, you're unsafe.
These baggy sleeves that get caught on the playground equipment, they can wind up choking you or causing a really bad fall.
The entire time. In fact, half the video is one house where they harass a pig family non-stop about making sure that when you cook shit, the panhandle is away from the edge so the kid can't, you know, pull it down on their face because, well, their child's ugly anyway. Why help them out with it? They had and they show them a flashback for this of a house on fire because that's what you do. Then they got into one that, you know, I typically don't see in a safety. Oh God. This is what happens when I go off brand. They do one thing that I did not expect, but I'm kind of glad they did do. They did gun safety.
Now kids, this is very important, so listen and remember. If you ever find a gun, you should not touch it. It could be loaded.
I mean, it was pretty basic, you know. If you see this, don't touch it. Like, just don't. Like, alright, that one, that's cool. But, like, everything else is, like, all the tried and true. Don't do this. Oh, you know, check your fire, your smoke detectors and all that shit. And, I mean, they just batter this poor family and harass them to no end and just how unsafe they are. And it was fine. And then you get to the next parts where the other danger rangers, I want to call them safety rangers, but so the other danger rangers are out doing what they specialize in. Burble is basically lecturing a kid on how to ride the merry-go-round, because, you know, that'll kill you. I don't even know if they do merry-go-rounds anymore. And then this other kid doing bike safety. And I'm going to say this about the bike safety thing. Considering the fact that I rollerblade. Yeah, helmets are kind of important. I believe in that. But this bear wears more safety gear than I do. Riding a bicycle. And then he chastises some kid for not having all his shit. And he loads the bike down. Like, there's more shit put on this bike than I think is actually worth on the bike. Like, all of this garbage is just put up on it. And it's like, isn't this a bit overkill? Like, again, I skate. I do things that could potentially hurt me. But if I'm just riding a bicycle, you know, down a trail or down someplace where bikes should be, I don't know if I'd be wearing knee and elbow and wrist guards along with the helmet. Like, I get it for what I do. That totally makes sense because what I'm doing is potentially dangerous. I'm attempting stunts. If you're just biking down a road, what the hell are you doing? I mean, it's transportation. It's not jump over every goddamn ramp unless you have the bike for that. I don't know. That's the thing that gets me about this entire video. They guilt you into everything. And I do mean everything. Everything's going to kill you.
She could choke on it.
Keep a keen eye. There are so many items that cause choking.
And then they do a thing with car safety, which that one was kind of glazed over. But they do it. Which, you know, all of those were, you know, pretty standard. Nothing awful, but it just, I don't know, it just didn't have the that it could have. They lightly glance over pool safety. Oh, stranger danger. They do talk about stranger danger. And this is probably my biggest complaint about the way everything's presented. In 28 minutes, they cover pretty much every single health and safety hazard that a child would ever experience in 28 minutes. It's literally a barrage of taking a step, it will kill you. That kind of pacing, that's not, no, you don't, you have some, you gotta let that shit breathe. You gotta let them understand. I mean, it's almost like every 15 seconds, new safety hazard, new safety hazard, new safety hazard. Like, dear Lord, it's a lot.
All right, now if a stranger ever tries to force you to go with them and they're grabbing you or hurting you, it's okay to bite, it's okay to kick or punch or scream. Get away from me! I'm not going with you!
That's, like, when it comes to safety stuff, that's like the big bad part. But it's not awful, but it's not memorable either. That's my big thing. The only thing really memorable about this, I get the impression that this was created specifically for schools, because the company that made it is called Educational Adventures, and but it's media for families, so I don't really know. I mean, that's their tagline, so I'm kind of lost on it. But I'm gonna say this. Two specific things. The animation was a little bit better than I was expecting. I mean, 2004. At least it didn't go CG then, because that would have been awful. The other thing, and I guess I have to give him this, but I also, you know, they went above and beyond in certain aspects, like voice acting. Like, there's no celebrities, really. Well, it's a mixed bag. Like, here's who you have. You've got Mark Hamill. He's the Turtle. So you got him. The Joker is the Turtle, which that makes a lot of sense. He talks like this, too. Which, as soon as he started talking, like, that's Mark. That's easily Mark.
That's why your safety is my #1 concern. You gotta know what to do if you ever feel scared of, well, anything.
Mark Hamill's in this. Jonathan Harris. I did not expect a Lost in Space character. Oh, the pain. Oh, he even does it in this.
Savo. Safety alert victometer. You whiskered little action figure.
Like, he even plays up his character from Lost in Space. And it's like, holy shit. Like, this is for children who are 5. Which means probably if they're watching this, they were born around 1999, 2000. They're not going to get a reference from 1964. They're just not. So, I don't even think the people showing this would get that reference. There you go. You got it. So, technically, he's a celebrity voice because he did that. So, yeah, there you go. You got Jerry Hauser, who's on the Flintstones. I can't remember what exactly Jerry Hauser does on the Flintstones, but I want to say he was the voice of Bam Bam? Like, adult Bam Bam? Or grown-up Bam Bam. I'm probably totally wrong on that. My IMDb screen cap will tell me otherwise, so I'm probably an idiot. Then Rob Paulsen is in this. And they make Rob Paulsen the angry frickin' mouse. And this angry frickin' mouse has a beef not only with cars, because apparently he's like Chips, except he's definitely no Paunch. And he has a problem with Jonathan Harris. Jonathan Harris is the computer, Savo or whatever they call him, giving out all the danger stuff. And like the other characters, like Sully is the leader. He's not very dynamic. In fact, he's kind of bumbling, and it should be that Kitty's the leader, but her personality is girl.
Ranger Kitty, back up your fearless leader. Make that home, Danger Ranger, ready.
But at least it's not too blatantly girl. Because I always get grumpy about that shit. Where it's like, oh, we have a girl member of the team. What's her personality? I don't know. Girl. Such originality. Much wow. And then you got Burble, who's just, the big old bear who's gonna tell you how to ride your bike.
And please, check those brakes and tires every day before you take your bike out. Okay, little guy?
Yes, yes, sir.
I mean, he does all right, but honestly, if you're a bear of his size, like, do you really need all that protective gear? Like, all that body fat that you have as a bear, and bears have a lot of body fat. You really need any of that? No, you don't. I mean, maybe when you're riding the half pipe, like he's riding transition at the beginning. So yeah, I could sort of see it for that. But if you're just riding the bike and you're as big as Burble, you don't need that shit. No, really, you don't. But Bert is the one that really gets me. Bert, like everyone's like he's the inventor, but he's like the one that everyone kind of has like unease with. Like when he goes into improv and like changes the way he looks when he's talking about stranger danger and stuff like that, and it's like the rest of the team just kind of doesn't want to be there. It's kind of weird that here's all these people, their job is to be danger rangers, and they don't want to be around for this turtle who's going to talk about safety. Not like the rest of you haven't been doing that the entire time, where you're basically shoving safety down their throats. And yet, here you got Bert the turtle, and I'm just like, peace out, bro. Just, I don't know. It's not the worst thing. It's just mainly bland. I mean, it's got some memorable thing, like the animations for its time is pretty smooth. It's not like 90s bouncy stuff like you would see in like Tiny Toons or anything like that, but it's not like cheap Deke animation of the time, which was like Groove Squad. If you remember when I did that review, it's not like that cheap of the time, because that's around the same time as Groove Squad. So it's not it's better animation than I would expect for this sort of thing, and it's got quality voice actors, so I'm assuming you're doing this for a tax write-off, because it's public service, because it's safety stuff, and they can get away with that junk. Man, Rob Paulsen's done a lot of that stuff. Like, when he was doing Ninja Turtle safety stuff too. Like, good lord, man, Rob's done this shit a lot. But yeah, it's mainly bland. But if anything, it's just gonna instill in your mind that, you know, everything's going to kill you. Like the lights that I use to, you know, give me some, so you can actually see my face. Like, they're just gonna cause a fire, burn my new house down. Probably. Even though they're out in the middle, you know, the floor. And it is gonna kill me. And, like, when I finish up this recording and I walk downstairs, I'll fall and break my neck because, you know, there's just steps are just there to trip you up and make you die. That's why I've always been so enamored at the fact that Rocky could run up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art and not die, or at least twist an ankle. So, yeah. Danger Rangers. It's a thing. And it exists. Barely exists enough for me to drink. Although I will say this, because of where I live now, I don't have access to normal stuff, and so I had to try this new drink. Yeah, it's not very appealing. So thank God this wasn't a misery. This wasn't a factory of misery. Otherwise, I'd had to hit all this, and I'd probably be vomiting for real this time around. So hope you enjoyed that. Because I sat through 28 minutes of boring, and I get to tell you about it. Woo! So until next time, kids, toodles!